I don't, some government is essential and we need it. The purpose of government is for protection of people. And I hope that in some way I could have an effect to protect the individual and make a prosperous and a happy society. And I hope we can do that. Thank you.
Thank you, Reed. Let's continue now with the generic questions. Go back to the city council representatives and talk to Brian Bott. It's a two-part question. First, what is your platform, your philosophy? And second, what do you have to offer the city that is uniquely yours?
Thank you. If I don't write down the second question, I'll forget it by the time we get around to it. I really believe that government also should be limited. I think that government can get pretty carried away in things at times. My own personal political philosophy is to avoid the extremes. I think that some of the extremes that we see, particularly at the national level, serve more to polarize people, to separate and to point fingers, than to unite and to do the things that good moral leadership should be doing. And so I avoid the extremes. I somewhat live by the adage of moderation in most all things. I am generally a conservative individual, but as I mentioned before, I am willing to listen to others' points of view and to consider the good in those ideas and those concepts. My desire really is to promote the ideals and the values that we in North Ogden generally have, and I feel that I could be a good listener and be a good representative to do just that. I guess that's moving into part two, is what I have to offer. My experience on the Planning Commission has been good for me. It's helped me to understand a lot of things relating to government. My experience as a business leader has helped me to understand a lot of those same types of things. My professional life has taken me, as I present projects to various communities through northern Utah, to numerous planning commissions, city councils, and other meetings with city leaders across the Wasatch Front. And in those meetings, I have learned a lot about the way these various governments and these communities operate. And it's helped me to understand a little more about how we're doing as a comparison to these communities in North Ogden, where we're a little ahead of them, and where we can improve. So if elected, I feel that I do have a lot to offer. It's kind of hard for me to sit here and pound my chest, and my nature, the way I was taught, was to be humble and not to say I can do this and I can do that. And politics has helped, kind of forced me to pull some of those things out. But I would hope that if elected, you'd see also that I have the potential of representing you in a good way. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. And we're trying to mix up the order here because obviously after I ask the question, the first individual who has to answer the question does not have the luxury of thinking about the question for 3 or 4 minutes. So we'll try to keep a mix here. Let's go now to Nick McIntosh. What is your platform? What do you have to offer the city that is uniquely yours?
All right. Let me start off. I don't have a personal platform. You know, I'm not running out for personal gain. I don't have any ties to any special interest groups, anything like that. I'm running strictly out of service and out of the issues. Working for the county kind of gives me a perspective of, you guys pay my salary. I pay my own salary. I hate paying taxes, but without taxes, I wouldn't have a job. And so I see both sides of that. Right now, the county's sheriff's office has cut $1 million out of our budget. And we're facing pay cuts, layoffs, issues like that. So I see that part of it. Every year this time when I get that tax notice, you know, I just kind of shiver. It's like, I don't want to pay this, you know, and every year it goes up and up and up. So I see both sides of that. We need to be fiscally responsible, but there's also needs that we need to pay for. Things I have to offer, like I said, is dealing with my jobs. I deal with ordinance violations, roads, issues like that. And attending all the city council meetings, it is kind of unique to see how it goes from the planning stages of developments, ordinances, issues like that, watch them get passed, then see how they impact the community also. And so that gives me a perspective of both sides of the fence. And it'll help me to listen to the people, to the citizens, and also be able to make the hard decisions. As council members sit up here, they tell you it's not easy. And there's some that in the past have served and they've lost a lot of friends because they've had to make tough decisions. And that's the hardest part about it. I have people ask me, why do I want to do it? It's not out of personal gain, I can tell you that right now. It's just out of wanting to keep North Ogden, North Ogden. We all moved out here for certain reasons. North Ogden is the most unique city we have in the county. We go from apartments, townhomes, to, I got an acre property with horses on it. So we run the whole gamut out here, zoning and different issues that most of the cities don't have to deal with. And I'll have a good perspective on that. I'm trying to keep North Ogden, like I said, North Ogden.
Thank you, Nick. Let's move on now to Brent Taylor.
Thank you. In my agenda also, I told folks as I've been out, I've gone to almost 2,000 houses so far. I'm trying to get to the whole city. Hope a lot of you have visited with you, or I've left a flyer on your door if you weren't there. My agenda is keep the city how it is to a large degree. I'm not running on a platform of there's a million things I think we need to change in this city. I mean, we all moved to this city because we love North Ogden. And I think that is the most important thing I could say there is that I think there's a few things I can bring to the council and help improve to some degree. There's always room for improvement, but largely I think we need to have a great deal of respect for what's been done by our leadership, and I think we're fortunate to live in this great city. My political philosophy is, I believe in having my principles and fighting for those and standing for those, but then also when it's time to really get something done for the people, being able to meet with people who have the other view or different ideas and come together and make the best decision together for the citizens. So I'm not the type that will die on my sword just to die on my sword. If there's something that I think I could get done better for the people by agreeing and coming to an agreement with the other council members, and it's still going to be the best decision, even though it's not all that maybe I wanted to see, that's what I would be going for. And that's going back to that team member that I talked about. Also, what can I bring to the council? I think I can bring some diversity of perspective as I've lived around the country in different places, growing up with my father working for the Air Force, and also serving in the Army, being almost 2 years in Iraq with people from all over the country and all over the world. I think the formal education in public management that I'm getting, and especially in local government, is valuable. Also formal government budgeting experience, both in the military and for the Defense Intelligence Agency where I worked. I was able to get a lot of experience in budgeting. And then decision making, most of all. I mean, I have, through my life experience, especially as a combat leader in Iraq, learned how to make important and hard decisions under pressure with limited information and still be able to make the right decision to, in that case, bring all my soldiers home, or in this case, whatever pressure there may be from special interests or people I know, be able to withstand that and still make the right decision for the people of North Ogden. Thanks.
Thank you, Brent Taylor. You know, you have a lot of very intelligent candidates, very articulate and very intelligent. Let's hear from Wade Bigler.
Thank you.